Morning, it's operational. He called us yesterday and told us that it was okay to return to work today.
The trains and buses are running, and so are the cable cars. After a day of writing orders by hand, the stock exchange got its electricity back and its business as usual. Billions of dollars in damage was caused by the quake. The federal government says it's running out of relief funds because of the huge cost of Hurricane Hugo. Santa Cruz County, at the epicenter of this week's killer earthquake, was shaken by at least 6 powerful aftershocks. The quake of 1989 left hundreds homeless. Many sought and received help in Red Cross shelters. One lady who said she lost everything added she was luckier than most. At least she was alive. Robert Vito, CNN, San Francisco.
The ground may still not be steady underfoot, but many San Franciscans are trying to already put their lives and their homes back together. The loss for some is greater than others. Dan Blackburn reports on the long road ahead.
For many San Franciscans, the reappearance of these cable cars on the streets of this city was a sign that the effort to return to some semblance of normalcy had begun, that it was time to salvage what could be salvaged and start looking ahead, not back. San Francisco's mayor described the help his city needs now.
We don't need beds and cots and blankets and all that kind of thing. We've taken care of ourselves. What we need now are the things that the federal and state government are equipped to provide, and that is immediate, direct disaster assistance so that people can rebuild their homes, rebuild their lives, and start to return to some sense of normalcy.
But before normalcy in many areas must come demolition. Homes that inspectors say are too badly damaged to be considered safe for habitation must be reduced to manageable rubble. People who may face such a loss were asked to line up and take a number in their bid for assistance.
You will hear it over the loudspeaker and come forward, please.
Oh, okay.
For others, this has become a time to return, even if only briefly, to their damaged homes, to salvage whatever belongings they can carry, and to talk about mutual problems, such as insurance.
The fire was caused in the building by the earthquake?
A very small percentage of the people only have an earthquake insurance. It's very costly. And for
Indeed, costly is likely to be a word in many conversations here. Experts agree that estimates of $2 to $3 billion in damages are very conservative, and the figure is expected to rise as work crews uncover more results of the earthquake's impact, especially on the city's underground water and sewer systems. The good news is that people can at least begin their personal salvage efforts. But it is clear that normalcy for this city is many weeks, if not months away, with work crews and moving vans certain to be more visible even than the famed cable cars. Dan Blackburn, CNN, San Francisco.
California Governor George Deukmejian toured the hard-hit South Bay region and said if the state doesn't have enough money to restore it, he will consider a temporary tax increase. Lloyd's of London estimates damage in San Francisco alone at $5 billion, $3 billion more than the city's estimate. Deukmejian arrived on the scene a day after the disaster. He cut short a trip to West Germany where he was attending a trade show. The quake isn't stopping political bickering, though. Democratic San Francisco Mayor Art Agnos is calling Republican Vice President Quayle's visit Wednesday a publicity stunt because he didn't meet with top city officials. Agnos will meet with President Bush on Friday. But the White House said the vice president's staff wanted to invite Agnos to 2 meetings but could not reach him. President Bush was criticized when he bypassed the Democratic mayor of Charleston, South Carolina, during a tour of hurricane damage there. Help for the quake victims is pouring in from all over the world. Residents of Charleston, South Carolina, still reeling from the after effects of Hurricane Hugo, sent a plane load of bottled drinking water. On the other side of the globe, tens of thousands of Armenians organized aid for Northern California. A major earthquake in that Soviet region killed 25,000 people last December. The most unusual donation was probably from a Los Angeles man who won a sports car in a radio contest, then turned the prize over to the Red Cross Earthquake Fund. Well, that radio station later decided to give him another car.